Hello everyone, my name is Diana, and today I want to share with you how I built an e-commerce business by selling on Amazon that now does $3,000 per day. If you are wondering how to sell on Amazon or how to start an e-commerce business, then this video is for you. First off, I believe in being transparent, so this is my screenshot from my Amazon seller account. It shows yesterday's sales totaling $3,000. I'm not sharing this to brag, but I want to show you what's possible. Just a few years ago, I was working a day job and I had never sold online. Fast forward to today and I'm running a thriving Amazon FBA business that consistently brings me 3K a day. And trust me, if I could do this with no special background, no tech degree, and a very little free time, I have a baby boy, then you can do it too. So if you're a busy mom looking for a side income to support your family, or maybe you are a young entrepreneur wanting to quit your 9 to 5, my story will hopefully inspire and guide you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my journey step by step. So from how I discovered Amazon FBA, launched my first product, grew it into a brand, and then eventually extended beyond Amazon. I will be honest about the challenges, about the mistakes I made, and also the mindset shifts that are needed in this journey. So let's start at the beginning. How did I even discover Amazon FBA? So a few years ago, I was scrolling through YouTube and Instagram late at night, and I was feeling fed up with just living paycheck to paycheck and with not being able to have my free time and being so stressed about paying bills. Going back home late at night and didn't have time to do anything, and I didn't even have a strength to do anything like my hobbies. And I stumbled upon a video of a young woman talking about how she built an Amazon business that does $6,000 per day. So I was skeptical about it because I never heard about regular people selling on Amazon. Up until then, I just assumed that it was all Amazon. I didn't know that independent sellers can actually sell on Amazon. And the more I researched, the more I learned about the business model, the Amazon FBA private label business model. So what is Amazon FBA? FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, which means that when you send your products, your inventory to Amazon warehouses, when the client orders your product, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship your product for you. They will also take care of customer service. This is very, very useful because you don't have to pack your orders yourself and you don't have to deal with customer service. So you have like all this free time and you can just focus on making more sales. And it's also very scalable. It's also great for people with busy schedule because actually what you need only to do is to reorder the inventory and work on your marketing. So when I understood that this could be my chance to start a business with very little overhead, and I didn't need a storefront or a huge team to do it, and Amazon would handle a lot of the heavy lifting, I was kind of hooked. I watched a lot of success stories, I watched a lot of tutorials on how to sell on Amazon. And I just said to myself, if they can do it, why can't I, right? I had barely like a few $1,000s in savings. So I wanted like a step-by-step guidance. I researched on the internet for a best course for selling on Amazon, and I found one. If you want to know what course is it, I will just link the course name in the description. So it was a little overwhelming at first. Like with every business, it was new to me. So I had to learn like everything from the beginning. So the key takeaway here is to have an open mind, okay? Opportunities like FBA was for me often appear when you are actively searching for a solution to your problem. If you are watching this because you are searching on how to sell on Amazon or like ways to make side income while staying at home, then that curiosity is a first step. Now I will share how I chose my first product and my next products, and the mistakes that I made and the lessons that I learned. Okay, so let's talk about my first product, and I will show you what was my first product. So this was actually my first product, the push pop toy. It was something like this and it was trending. So it was very, very new on Amazon. And I searched for a supplier on Alibaba to source it. So these are like colorful silicone bubble poppers, and they were like insanely viral a while back. They were on TikTok, on playgrounds, and even in the news. So I saw the skyrocketing demand, and I thought, okay, this is the time to jump in and try selling on Amazon with this product with huge demand. So I sourced a bunch of push pop toys from Alibaba suppliers on Alibaba, and they costed like around 150, 170 per unit. It was also small and lightweight, so it wasn't that expensive to ship products to Amazon. And if you are looking for your first product, small and lightweight products are a way to start with, way to go. So I scraped like around like $500 for my first initial order, which got me like a few hundred push pop toys and some like very simple packaging. So I remember that I was scared but also thrilled, and with like ordering my first inventory on Alibaba. Okay, so when my small batch of products arrived, I prepped all the listing. I took the images myself on my iPhone. I wrote a clear description with highlights with specific keywords, and I sent the inventory to the Amazon warehouse. So I never forget the day the listing went live. So I had like 0 reviews, but I got like 1 sale. And this first sale was really exciting for me because I haven't sold anything online before. So this first sale was like a stranger, a stranger bought something on the internet from me, right? So I knew that the system works. Over the next few weeks, the more sales appeared, and like I had like slow but sure increase of sales. I saw like maybe, I think like 5 units per week and then like 10 units per week. It wasn't like huge money, okay, but it was like a great way to get started. Okay, so now the mistake that I made. So the excitement was great, but it was short-lived. I wasn't the only one who jumped on this trend, okay? And there were like hundreds of sellers flooding in, like each day new push pop toys appeared. And the problem was that those sellers were decreasing the prices because they wanted to be competitive. So it was like a price war, you know? When I looked at the product first, it costed like $26, $24, like on Amazon, the price of the product. But then like a few weeks later, the price was like $11 and like $9. So I had like barely no profit at all on those push pop toys. So I was like barely breaking even. So it was a great example of a trendy product and what not to sell on Amazon, okay? Even though the product might be trendy, it might be selling like thousands of units, right? You never know if this trending product will stay this trendy for a long time when you ship the inventory to Amazon, right? Because ordering an inventory will take you like 1 to 2 months. And by the time it arrives on Amazon, there can be already other sellers and the price can drop significantly. So this is the problem with trending products. The market often gets saturated like overnight, okay? So this is exactly what happened with this push pop toys. There were like more than 100 similar listings. My listing wasn't anything special, like it didn't differentiate from other listings, and this is like a toy, like you can't really differentiate from others except from like colors or the size, right? So I made 2 mistakes. First, I followed like a trendy product. So they make the trendy products have like a sense of easy money, but they seldom have a lasting demand. So I learned that a product which explodes overnight can fizzle out just as fast. So most importantly, I learned to research how saturated a market is before jumping in. So if I see like a ton of identical products with prices like lowering down, like going down, then that's a huge red flag and I would probably stay away from this. I also learned a second thing, that you need to actually improve the product. You need to differentiate in some way with your product to be better like from others, so that customers can easily spot that your product is different and choose your product against the others. So here's the thing, my first product didn't make me rich, but that wasn't actually the point of my first product. On my first product, I just wanted to learn the system, the step-by-step process, and I did that. So the real value was the hands-on experience that I got. I learned how to deal with suppliers. I learned how to ship to Amazon FBA. I learned how to create a product listing. So it was like a crash course in selling on Amazon. I'm also so glad that I started small. So I didn't order like a huge inventory. So the best way to start is to start small with your first product, like a couple of 100 units. Learn fast and iterate. My first product actually gave me confidence that, hey, I can actually do it, right? And even the mistakes that I made, I taught me something. So I haven't optimized my listing for keywords that much. So I know now that the listing need to be optimized for keywords. I also learned the importance of reading customer reviews, of improving the product. Now my second product. So I decided to pivot to something completely different, like a completely different niche. So this time I aimed for like a targeted niche, and I figured I could add a value to dietary supplements for men in the gaming niche. So my idea was a brain boosting supplement, like energy pills for gamers, so that they can stay long, like awake, and they can help them with staying focused. So this product was my own private label, so it was something unique. So I created my own label for it. I found a supplier, and I thought that everything would be better with this product. But I didn't actually, I underestimated how competitive the supplement niche is. Even if you have like a specific targeted group of people that you sell to, the supplements niche is very, very competitive. So established brands that have deep pockets for marketing, they dominate this niche on Amazon. So it meant that for pay-per-click campaigns, the keywords like gaming energy supplement or focus pills for gamers, they costed a lot. So the cost per click was insane. It was like sometimes $5 per click. So I got a handful of sales, but the pay-per-click costs were bleeding me dry. I didn't expect that high cost for pay-per-click, and to even be on the first page, it wasn't really achievable for me with the budget that I had. So I would sometimes spend like $50 a day to get like $20 in sales. Another challenge was trust and differentiation, okay? So consumers are rightfully cautious about anything that they take, like they ingest, right? So many gamers had their favorite energy drinks or nootropic products, and convincing them to switch to a new one, it was really difficult. So even though my formula, like ingredients, were good on paper, I had no unique ingredient that would just differentiate me, set me apart from the competition. After a few months of selling those supplements, I just learned the product wasn't viable for me. I was running at a loss because of high advertising costs, and I just couldn't scale it. So I decided to cut my losses and sold off the remaining inventory and just moved to something else. So the lessons that I learned: don't go into supplements if you don't have enough money, okay? So there are some niches that, even though you can go into like a micro niche, like gamers, this supplement niche is still very competitive, and there are some big players there. So don't go into niches where there are big players. So for example, supplements or electronics, they are really well known for being highly competitive. Also learned about differentiation. So if you can't clearly answer how your product is different from others and show it on your listing, then you won't get that many sales. So my gaming supplement had like an angle, but I didn't have like a special ingredient that would be new and that would convince the buyers to switch to my supplement. I also want to highlight the mindset here. Okay, it's easy to look at other success stories like on YouTube, and like a YouTuber doing $6,000 a day, and feel like you are left behind. So in those early days, sometimes I wondered, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe it's just too late to do this. Okay, everyone seems to know what they are doing except me. So these were my thoughts at the beginning. So if you feel this, then you are not alone, okay? But the turning point for me was like, this is a business. Treat it like a business. You need to learn from your mistakes, and you need to improve with every like new product. Remember that slow and steady wins the race. It's not get quick money, okay, scheme, and you won't get rich in like 3 months, okay? This is like a 1 year, at least 1 year journey. So then every day I try to read more about selling on Amazon. I joined some communities, some forums, and I try to like improve, but even like 1%. I try to improve my listings. I try to find the product that I can differentiate and improve. So I learned from my mistakes. Okay, so my third product, and this one is successful. So I wanted to build like a brand on Amazon, and I knew that I didn't want to go into like trendy products. I didn't want to go into very highly competitive niches. I wanted to build like an actual brand with products that customers can go back and buy more, okay, with a line of products. So not only one product, but add to this brand and other products. So I started brainstorming, like what's a niche that I'm passionate about, like that I could like stay in for longer, and that I can offer multiple products. So this time I set like a set of criteria. So it should be in a market with a steady, like long-term demand. It shouldn't be dominated by some mega brands. It shouldn't be trendy in the product. And the product should also add value, and I need to be able to improve the product in some way. So that search led me to a pet products area, and specifically a product for cats. So I have a cat, and I found this product in a cat accessory like area niche. And as a cat owner, I understood my target customer base. I also noticed that while a pet niche is huge, a lot of innovation was going like into the dog products, like with comparatively few cat products, right? So in fact, cats make up a massive segment of the pets market, like 43 billion market in the US alone. So I found a particular cat product that had a solid demand, but didn't have like such high competition as others. And I found this using the Helium 10 software. And this is a great software which shows you all the data on the demand, the competition, the number of reviews, the sales data for each product on Amazon. You can even use it to find the potential products to sell. You can also use it to like look for keywords to put in your listing. So I highly recommend it. If you want that, I have a coupon code for you, which is in the description. So I just want to quickly show you on the example of this toddler busy board, the Helium 10 Chrome extension that I'm using to also validate the demand and competition. So here you also can see the full summary of the Helium 10 on the in the search results here, and it gives you like a 30-day revenue, 4 million, also the average price, the average rating, the number of top 10 products with revenue over 5,000 with under 75 reviews, average bestseller rank, and also you can see like if it's dominated by one big brand or not. So in this case, it's not dominated by one big brand. There are a lot of brands here. So this is like a quick summary, but you can also use the Chrome extension here. It will show you a more detailed data on each product. And here you can see for each product the price here, and also the sales of this product, the amount of revenue that they have. What else? Also the FBA fees, then ratings, the number of reviews. So everything that you actually need to make like an informed decision. This is just a Chrome extension. The Helium 10 software is much bigger, and it will help you with product research and with keyword research. And I have like separate video teaching you how to use Helium 10 for product research and for keyword research, so I will link those videos in the description. I also gave my brand a name that I can use in the future, and when I also want to add some new products to this line. So I created like a brand, and I shared my story with the potential customers on my product listing, why I sell this pet product, this cat product, how I created it, and for whom I created it. So the customers can actually, when they read it, they can feel like you can build the trust with the customers. So when I launched my product, the difference was actually night and day between this product and between my previous products. So sales started like modestly, but within a few months, I had like a good constant increase in sales. Over time, I got more positive reviews, and now I'm expanding my line to include also other products for cats. So lessons from this product, this experience actually taught me the importance of aligning with a stable market and adding the real value to your product. So I didn't choose a product like which was trendy, which was one hit wonder. I chose a product in a steady niche with a steady demand that didn't have that high competition. I also learned that improvement and differentiation are everything. So if you don't improve the product and don't differentiate, then the customers have they don't have like a reason to buy from you. So you can succeed by making it better and targeting it better to your audience, like maybe offering some different colors, different sizing, maybe having better quality products. So one of the secret sauces to my business growth was also tweaking and improving the product with each inventory order. So launching a product is just step one, but you don't want to just forget about improving the product in the future, okay? I made a habit to continually refine everything. So the listing, the packaging, and also the product itself. So I based my improvements on the real customer feedback. I read the reviews on my product, and I also noted like a trend in questions and reviews that some customers wanted like a bigger version, okay, of this product. And also they wanted some other colors. So that's a fantastic suggestion, and I went back to my supplier and I asked, hey, can you make like this like 2-inch bigger? And they said, sure. I mean, the cost of making it bigger, it wasn't that much, but this way I can target like more specific customers, and I can improve the products for my customers. Another tweak was that I improved the material. At the beginning I had this like polyester material, but then I changed to like more higher grade quality material. So sales actually went up with those changes. And it's likely because the word spread in the reviews that my product was superior to the cheaper alternatives. Even packaging, like I improved my packaging. So at first I had like this bubble wrap packaging, like the basic one. Then like I hired a person who designed the packaging for me, the nice box. And this also, I think, like improved the amount of sales that I got. It also helped build a connection with customers and made the product feel more premium. On the Amazon listing side, I always tested the different images, you know. The main image I changed a couple of times. The infographics that I had, I changed a couple of times. And also I changed some keywords in my listing. I eventually also hired a photographer to like do a professional photo shoot with like a cat model with my product. I also filmed some short video, a demo on how to use my product. So these changes helped to answer the customer questions on my listing, and they likely improved my conversion rate. So the key mindset here is never settle. So even if your product does well in sales, you can't settle because your competition will improve their products. And if you don't improve your product, then likely your competition will win over you, okay? So in summary, try to continuously improve your product. Another thing is that relying only on Amazon, like to drive traffic to your listing, might not be a good option. So I knew early on that I wanted to scale and build a brand. So I needed to establish a presence beyond Amazon. So social media was a key part of my strategy, and I set up my Instagram account, and I would just post some videos of and some photos of my product. I also posted some tips for the cat owners. So I actually did everything that I can to establish a presence of my brand outside of Amazon. And with a cat product, it's quite easy to post like cute pictures of cat owners using your product. So I also had a lot of user-generated content that I could post on my Instagram. Another game changer for me were micro-influencer collaborations. So I actually searched for micro-influencers like below 10,000 followers. I reached out to them and said, hey, can you film a video with my product, using my product, and show it to your followers? And with micro-influencers, they are not that expensive. So it was actually cheaper than hiring like very big influencers. So as my brand was getting traction, I started to think like I should set up a Shopify store to get also sales beyond Amazon, because you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So now I'm at the time where I set up my Shopify store for my products, and I will update you on how it's going in the future. My keys to success were patience, consistency, and also long-term mindset. So patience and consistency are absolutely crucial. In the age of viral TikToks and overnight success stories, it's easy to get discouraged, and if you're not seeing huge results fast. But trust me, building like a 3,000 a day e-commerce business takes time and steady effort. It's not like an overnight success. And then patience. So if I had quit at the time when the push pop toys didn't work for me, when the supplements didn't work for me, if I had quit, I wouldn't have like stumbled upon this pet product, this cat product that I have now that's making me a lot of sales. So remember, like your first year and your first product is for you to learn and for you to improve. But the growth is often exponential. It's very slow at the start and then it expands. I remember the times when I was just thinking, should I give up? Like, this is taking too long. But then I also remember like people saying that you overestimate what you can do in 3 months and you underestimate what you can do in 3 years. And that is very true. You have to trust the process and have patience and give things time to compound. What also helped me is I found things that I enjoyed in this journey. So I enjoyed like reading customer reviews, improving the product. I enjoyed building my brand. And when I had like challenges with like marketing, I focused also on those things that I enjoy in this journey. And this helped me with my challenges. So the key thing is the long-term mindset. One thing that kept me grounded was connecting with fellow sellers who had been on this journey longer than me. Hearing their 5-year, their 10-year journey in e-commerce made me realize that ups and downs are normal and that the persistence pays off. And finally, celebrate those small wins. You know, even if you make like $100, even if you make $500, celebrate those small steps and those small wins, because these positive vibes will keep you enthusiastic and resilient. And entrepreneurship is a little bit of a mental game, as it is a business one. To wrap up, in this video I shared how I went to know nothing about selling on Amazon to building a successful e-commerce business that now does 3,000 a day. And if there is one thing that I want you to take away from this video, is that it's absolutely achievable. You just need to have the right mindset. You don't need to be a tech genius. You don't need to have a lot of money. I began with a few $100s and a lot of determination. So if you're staying home and taking care of your kids, or if you're searching for another way to make a side income and maybe quit your job in the future, then managing Amazon, selling on Amazon on the side is very, very achievable. So I hope that my story inspires you, gives you motivation and like a roadmap of how the journey of selling on Amazon can look like. So learn, take action, learn some more, and never give up. The road might be not always easy, but it's really worth it. Now I have this peaceful mind that I can just do whatever I want with my time. I don't have to stress about paying bills. Like all my bills, like mortgage, car, utilities, food are paid for. I have money to travel with my baby, and I don't have to go to a 9 to 5. I have this freedom this feeling of freedom, this is amazing. If you haven't felt that before, I don't know how to describe you, but you're just taking a deep breath and you don't have to stress about money, you know? And this thing that you don't have to stress about money it's crazy. I mean, I used to stress about money every day before, and now I can just, sleep peacefully, and I don't have to stress that I need to pay the bills or pay the mortgage, or I don't have enough money, or that I want to travel and I don't have enough money, right? I don't. I have enough money to travel, to pay my bills, and I can stay home with my baby and watch him grow up. And this is like a huge privilege for me. But if I hadn't started this journey a while back, I wouldn't be in a place I am right now. So I think the most important thing is to start. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I put a lot of videos on how to sell on Amazon and also about online business and the right mindset of being an entrepreneur. And if you're looking for a step-by-step guidance on how to sell on Amazon, I will put a link to my tutorials in the description. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.